Hello, everyone. Hi. Hello. Welcome. I'm doing another live stream, and I'll tell you why. Because I want to do one video a week, and I'm doing my best to do those on Fridays. But my schedule got a little messed up, and I don't know if I will have time tomorrow. So I just got home from an event and I figured, let me just jump on real quick now because I'm gonna be working, and I want to do my video. So let's get to it. Today, I just want to talk about something very simple. One simple tip on how to deal with yelling, nasty, and argumentative people. Because it seems to keep coming up lately. So I thought, hey, let me tell people what has worked for me. So I was just seeing if I was actually streaming on my YouTube, but I don't see it happening. Who knows? I can't seem to work that out. Anyway, so yeah, one simple tip. So, you know, when I used to deal with that stuff, in one of my relationships, I remember that he would come and just start tormenting me with arguments and just being nasty. So let's just say this: nothing good ever comes out of an argument. Nothing is ever solved in an argument. No one ever feels better after an argument. So when you think about it, there's nothing positive about an argument. The only thing that happens is people feel even more mad or worse. And then people are saying mean things. Sometimes people say things that aren't even true to them, which I think is really bogus. At least if you're going to argue, don't say things that you don't mean. That is just like the lousiest thing that people can do, because after you say something, you can't take it back. And if you say something hurtful in an argument and then, you know, you want to make up or whatever, and then you tell the person, well, I didn't mean that. You know what? That doesn't sit well with anyone, because you already said it. So it's now this memory embedded in their head, and saying you didn't mean it isn't good enough. If you don't mean something, don't say it. It's really that simple. You can be mad. You can even yell. You can even just have a conversation, or you can be angry as hell. But don't say something that you don't mean, because that's just going to make it worse for you, because that person's never going to forget it. And regardless if you thought it was true or not, and especially if you're one of those people that do that all the time, even when you do it and then you say, I didn't really mean it. And then, you know, like for me, I've been in relationships like that. And I say, well, if you didn't mean it, don't ever say something that you don't mean, because when you tell me something, I'm going to believe you. Because why wouldn't I believe somebody that I'm in a relationship with, right? If they're telling me something, I have to believe that. So again, the argument happens and he says stuff that he doesn't really mean. Okay, but I really felt, some people do that, but I felt like in this case, he did mean it, but he didn't mean it when he wasn't mad anymore. So at the time he didn't mean it anymore, but when we went back to the argument, he meant it again. So that's a different story. Just don't say things that you don't mean. It's a cheap shot and it's a lousy thing to do, and it hurts you and it hurts the other person. So getting back to the point, nothing's ever solved in an argument. So why would you put energy to it? The only time anything's going to get solved is if you can both come and talk in a respectful, calm way. That's the only time. So why would you put energy to arguing and fighting and not talking to each other and going into drama? Because that doesn't solve anything. It just makes it worse. So I want to tell you the one tip that helped me was when I was in this other relationship, and this person I was with, for some reason, well, whatever, there would be arguments or whatever. And you know, for some reason, I just thought that I had to sit there and listen to it, even though it made me sick, or I didn't want to hear it, or it was just not nice. I thought I would have to sit there and take that for some reason. I don't know why. Until one day it occurred to me, I don't have to sit here and listen to this. Like, why am I sitting here listening to this? I'm my own person. This person doesn't own me. I'm not a child, that's for sure. And I don't have to take it. So he started getting this habit of, when we would sit down for dinner, that he would start these argumentative conversations. It was like he would wait for that time that we sat down for dinner, and then he would start in on some nastiness. And I will tell you, as a little sidestep, the worst thing you can do, maybe not the worst thing you can do, but one of the worst things you can do is eat while you're arguing, or somebody's being nasty to you, or you're feeling upset. Really, do not eat when you're in that energy, whether it's something you're feeling or somebody's sitting next to you doing that, or being in that energy. Because what happens is, when you're eating and you're like upset, or you're fighting or whatever, with every bite you eat, that energy is going into your food, and you're eating it and you're digesting it. And so that vibration is going into that food and going into your system, and then it's like nourishing your body or whatever, right? So what's happening is that energy is getting filtered and soaked into your body. And then you start having this vibration of negativity, of anger, of nastiness, whatever's going on. You're like eating it and creating that vibration in yourself. It's really serious. Don't eat when you're like that. It's really not a good thing. So I knew that. So when he started doing that, I was like, why does he always do this when we're eating? Like, there's no way that I'm going to eat and be subjected to this. So this is my tip. Well, you can do it one of two ways. You can say, I am not going to sit here and eat and listen to this, or I'm not going to argue right now while we're eating, and get up and walk away. So what I would do was just get up and walk away. I don't even think I said anything. I just said, I'm not doing this. And I'd get up and walk away. I just wouldn't eat dinner, because now I was already upset, so I wasn't hungry. So I would just go clean the kitchen or do something or whatever. And so every time he would do that, I would do the same thing. Like, every time they come back to argue again, you do the same thing. You just keep treating it the same way. I would get up and walk out. And he was like, wow, she's got a lot of nerve getting up and walking away. Who does she think she is? And I felt like this sense of like freedom and empowerment. Like, why was I sitting there listening to that crap before? I don't have to do that. I don't have to listen to that. Why would I have to listen to that? There's no reason. And I felt so good that I could just get up and leave if I didn't like it. Now, this is the other part, which is kind of the same thing, but this is really a good way to do it. Regardless if you're eating or whatever, you have somebody that's argumentative, that's yelling at you, that's nasty, and tends to do that to you a lot. Okay, that's what we're talking. Some people are like that, and you can do this anytime, whether they do it to you a lot or not. I would suggest doing it anytime, because like I said, nothing good ever comes out of an argument. So you don't engage. If you don't engage, there can't be an argument. It takes two to tango, okay? So if somebody is always yelling at you or whatever, and they come up and they start yelling, you stop and you look them in the face and you calmly say, don't talk to me like that, not now and not ever. I'm not listening to this. And then you can say, if you want, when you're ready to have a respectful conversation, talk to me then. But you may not feel like saying that. So you can just say, don't talk to me the way you're talking to me right now or ever, and turn around and walk out of the room, or walk out of the house, or walk out of wherever, whatever you need to do to just get away from that person. And, sometimes, depending on your situation, If they're just like crazy, you might want to just leave. But you start training them how you will what's acceptable ways of talking to you. If they think that they can come and just yell at you and be nasty and argue with you anytime they want and like dominate you or whatever, or just I mean, you come home from work and they're just yelling and arguing and they just want your energy. That's what it is. Basically, that's a form of energy vampirism. That's a way that people take your energy from you. And it's also bullying. Like, what kind of relationship is okay to bully your partner? No relationship that's not a good thing. So next time they do it again, because these people are in habits of doing this, you do the same exact thing. You pick what you're gonna say and you say the same thing every time and you do it the same way. They start yelling, don't talk to me like that, not now, not ever. Turn around and leave. The thing is, every time you do it, after a while, they're gonna start going, like, I do this happens a lot. Like, duh, you do that a lot. And every time I do that, now I'm noticing it because this person is calling me on it. Okay, and so you're teaching them, number one, you do this a lot, and I'm just gonna keep saying this so it gets your attention, and hopefully they're going to say, you know, this is weird that I'm doing this all the time. Now, maybe sometimes they won't, but if then that's not really a very normal person, and you really want to consider whether you want to be in a relationship like that. Who needs a relationship that's a total hassle? Like, that is so yesterday. I don't understand why people stay in relationships that are a hassle, like that, a lot of fighting and all that stuff. Like, what is the point of that? Just put yourself out of the misery already. Just don't even be in that. But if somebody's always yelling at you, on some level, you have taught them that they can do that, because otherwise they wouldn't be doing it. So you've either put up with it and let them, in some way you've given them the power to do it. So you've got to teach them again and get their attention and say, this is not okay. I'm not listening to this. And you know, you can tell them later when they're calm, you know what, if you ever want to have a respectful conversation, I'm up for it. But yelling and arguing, there's never going to be any solution or anything that feels good when we're in an argument or a yelling match. Never will anything feel good from that. You're never going to get anything good from that, period, 100%. So you know, explain to them when they're calm. You want to talk to me when you're calm, fine. But if you come and yell at me, I'm not going to listen to that, because I can't. I respect myself, and you need to start respecting me too. You know, when you start respecting yourself, people around you will start respecting you. If people don't respect you, there's a reason. You're doing something, you're letting people walk all over you. It's something that you're doing that is giving them permission to do it. So you better look at yourself and see what that is. But the first thing you can do is just stand up for yourself and say, I'm not listening to that, and just walk away. You know, don't engage. A lot of times people want to engage in arguing and fighting just to engage, just to get attention. I mean, there's people that write some really lousy things on my YouTube comments. I mean, some crazy stuff. And they just have nothing better to do. They want to get attention. They want to engage. If I answer them, it's going to be a whole stupid thing. So what's the point? And, you know, some people are just trolls. So, you know, you pick and choose your battles. But if you're living with somebody like that, you've got to put your foot down and just say it's not okay. And you just say it calmly. Don't talk to me like that, not now and not ever. Turn around and walk away. Say the same thing every single time. And, you know, if you catch yourself yelling, you could even stop and go, you know what? I don't want to talk to you like this. So I'm just going to walk away. You know, it's not okay for you to do it too. Pay attention, because when you get your energy all messed up like that, in that extreme anger, nastiness, argument energy, you're just hurting yourself, nobody else. And so, you know, I just suggest you don't even engage in it. Move on from it. Be the bigger person and just don't Don't put up with it. Don't listen to it. Don't even start talking about it, because argument, yelling, that's just about yelling and arguing. And the more you do it, the more it gets into it. Nobody's listening. When nobody's listening, nothing's going to change. Because when they're fighting, arguing and yelling, everybody's talking, but nobody's listening. You can keep telling your point of view all you want, but nobody is listening at that point. So what is the point of wasting your precious energy and getting your energy all messed up and low and negative and sad and upset? Don't do it. Not worth it. So that's all I have to say tonight. I just wanted to come on and do a quick video. And yeah, I hope that this was useful. So everybody, I hope you're well. And I guess tomorrow is Friday and we'll be on our weekend. I hope you guys all have a great weekend and many blessings. I will see you next week. I was going to do a different video this week, so maybe I'll do that one next week. But this topic just kept coming up, so I just thought I'd share. Anyway, hope you guys are doing great. I will see you all soon. Peace out.